Hi everyone. In today's video, we're going to go over how to display text based on prior answers, specifically in this case, repeating items. So this is going to be referring to this help article from Gavel, which you can find if you go under this questionnaire toggle here. And if you go down to text based on prior answers, we're specifically going to go all the way to the bottom and focus on this section here, which talks about repeating item choices. So if you want to display all of the repeating item choices a user has previously entered, you can do so using this configuration here. So we're going to go ahead and test this out. So if you go to your Gavel dashboard, you can say new workflow, and we're going to put in, just for this case, test repeating items text based on prior answers. And we're going to say create. Now, on this page, we're just going to keep it really simple. We're going to say repeating item. We're going to say add question. So anytime you want to add a question block in Gavel, you just need to say add question and then choose which type you'd like. So I'm going to say repeating item. We're going to give the repeating item a kind of general name. This will be something like children. And in the question, we can put what it is we'd like to know. So this is going to be something like child's full name. And then we can say child full name or something like that as the variable that we're going to assign to it. Now we can have more questions if we want to or not. And in this case, we're going to keep this as a text question because it's going to be a text input like a name. The next thing we're going to do is have the page where we'd like the information to display. So I'm just going to say repeating item input displayed. Then we're going to say add question. And you can use this with lots of different kinds, but let's do just an instruction block for now, just so that we can kind of see how it works. So let's go ahead and grab this configuration here. We're going to drag, just paste it into here. And we're going to replace where it says item name. We're going to place that with children because that's the overarching item name we've given to this repeating item. So we're saying for an item in children, which is this repeating item over here, I want you to show me the item attribute. So take this item attribute and replace this with child with the variable you made. So let's say child full name and keep item and the period where they are, and as well as the dollar sign and the curly brackets and everything else. So let's go ahead and save this. Now, one thing we can change before we kind of test this is the fact that not everyone has children. So we might want to ask an initial question that says something like, do you have any children? And we can have these items collected on a single page, or we can have it to where there's a continuation question, such as, do you have any more children? Something like that. So it's up to you how you'd like to have this look. So in this case, let's go ahead and just keep it to where they can just display them on one page. But we have children, child's full name, and then we can go on to update the logic for this page so that it only shows if the person has children. So we're going to say show if children is one or more, because otherwise they would see this page and it wouldn't make sense because they haven't put anything in there. So we want to make it hidden for somebody who doesn't have children. Some other things I'd like to just fix really quick or just update is if you go over to settings, I'm going to have us skip the final review page, and I'm going to customize the final message, since we don't have any documents, to just say thank you. So let's go ahead and save this and run it now. So we see this initial question, do you have any children? If we say no, what we would expect to happen is we skip over the other page, we go all the repeating item and the second page, and we go straight to the end, which we do here because we said thank you. If we say yes, we want to see the repeating item where we ask for the child's full name. So here we're going to say something like Sally Smith and maybe Ash or Joseph or whatever else. When we say continue, what we would expect to see is that these two names appear on the next page after you are able to edit your answers or delete if you'd like to, or you can add more. So if we continue, we can see that we have Sally Smith and Asher Joseph. One little trick, if you want this space under here to go away, the way you can do that is actually, so if you take off the space here and if you take off the space up here, then actually this isn't going to do what you want it to do. It's actually going to put them next to each other like this. But if you add a BR here, which means break, then it's going to put the second child's name directly underneath the first one. So just a little tip there. So now we can see this information displayed and we can continue to the end. So that in a nutshell is how you can display text based on a prior repeating item question in this sort of multi-line list format like this. So I hope that was helpful and I'll see you in the next video.